everybody, Iris Goldfeder, Gas Stove Creative. So today I had a question, and this is really interesting because actually Melanie and I are going to be talking about this if we haven't already spoken about it, because I don't know when this video is going to air. But it's, how do you tell a story that builds trust without oversharing? I think that's really, really important. So at the end of the day, you don't have to spill your guts to be authentic. People who listen to my podcast, they know my story because, well, people ask, and I was trying not to overshare because it's really easy to overshare, right? So you want to find that fine line between telling your story or sharing and not going overboard. And I think really, if you focus on the lesson and not the story, you're going to get better results, because there's a moral to every story, right? That's why Aesop had his fables. And anytime you read, well, I forgot the author, but it doesn't matter. There's always some kind of a moral. And in any story, right, there's a reason that something happened. There's a lesson. And that's what you want to focus on. What was the lesson that you learned? So, I go back to talking about my client that when I was handing out holiday presents or Christmas presents, he gave me one back. And I was shocked. I was like, you did not need to do that. And it goes back to my why. And I talked about this in a video probably 2 months ago, but it changed my why because I learned a lesson. And the lesson that I learned was that what I do, yes, I help businesses grow, but I also help those businesses hire people, and then they get to put food on their table. That was a lesson for me. That was a huge lesson, right? So behind every story, there's a lesson. And I think that the more you focus on the lesson rather than the story itself, then I think oversharing won't happen. And it'll just be organic, and the story will come across authentic, and the lesson will be learned. So that is my answer to that email. And I want to thank you all for constantly sending these in, because, man, I'm getting some good ones. And I'm picking and choosing right now, but I think I'm just going to continue this because it's just, it's great for easy content, but honestly, it gets me thinking because it's so easy. Kofi used to tell me that when I would do these videos, that sometimes I over-explain, right? And I think that being aware of that, that kind of helped me with, do I tell the story or do we talk about the lesson? So, but I just love these. So keep these coming in. Otherwise, I'm going to go off on a tangent. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening to these. Please leave comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you agree, do you disagree? And what lessons have you learned? All right. For now, I'm going to sign off. Iris Goldfeder, Gas Stove Creative. And remember, if you're not online, you're not an option. See ya.